So good.
Such a good song.
Yeah, so so what were you saying, Ian, about Chipotle? You just had it for the first time?
Yeah. Hadn't had it in like, probably like 6 months. And within minutes of eating it, I felt sick. And
How sick? How sick?
The burps started coming on.
Okay,
and
then what happened?
When your burps smell like diarrhea, I think you have a problem.
Dude, it's a lot.
It's pretty disgusting.
What'd you
have?
Yeah,
I did a bowl. So,
bowl.
Thinking,
bowl. Yeah. Okay.
A little bit of brown rice.
Yeah.
Less carbs.
What kind of meat? That's the main question.
I think that is the problem.
Wait, can we guess it before he tells us? What do you think he is?
I
already pegged it. I actually know verbatim what you got.
How do you know?
I just know by his type, his kind.
You might be off.
By his what? Because he's Jewish?
Yeah. The Hebrew hammer. We got the Hebrew hammer in the house.
Hey.
I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna guess steak. You had steak.
Wrong.
And chicken then.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Barbacoa.
Shut the fuck up.
Did you have barbacoa?
So here's what.
Don't say tofu. I will punch you in the
No,
neck.
I punch myself in the face if I had to.
Okay.
It's I mix a little carnitas and the barbacoa together.
Oh, not bad.
So I go half and half.
A fitty blend.
A little pork and
pork
little
goes
beef.
against. Yeah, see, that's where I threw a curveball at you because you think because I'm Jewish I'm not gonna have pork. Well, you're wrong. I love that stuff.
You're the worst.
I know. The anti-Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. And then it wasn't good.
And then it wasn't.
Exactly.
I just think, if it's...
I think it was too oily.
It's a lot of fucking food, man. Like, the serving amount. Like, think about that. You eat a bowl or, like, a burrito, and it all depends where you go. The one over by my house, they don't skimp. I mean, they can barely fold the fucking burrito. And then, I've been to ones where they're like, the guy's like siphoning off the pieces of me. I'm like, dude, just throw the fucking scoop in.
No, it's like Leanne Chin where they like weigh the food now,
it's such a
to
joke.
make sure, and they can't go over. But
it's
it
bullshit.
depends who's making it. Because ever since they like raided Chipotle's years ago, and we're getting, tagging everybody for being illegal or whatever the deal was.
The workers?
Yeah, the workers.
Oh, no shit.
And then now instead of having, Ignacio making your burrito, you have Sarah, and she's terrible.
Sarah doesn't know shit.
Yeah, she doesn't know anything about good Mexican food.
Right.
I want Ignacio to make my burrito.
Well, what's that? What's that place we went to after that?
Dude,
that little.
It was shits on Chipotle.
That little
Carnitas.
Was that it?
I think it's name. I think it's name. Yeah.
In St. Paul.
Yeah.
Right across the river.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it is Carnitas. Yep. It's a chain.
You can, you know when you eat real Mexican food and you can taste like this is Mexican food.
Yeah.
And then you have Chipotle and you're like, this isn't Mexican food. Like specifically the rice, you can tell when it's like real Mexican rice.
Yeah, not when it's like hard.
Not when it's hard and sticks to your teeth and shit. Yeah. This place was some of the besides Nico's, some of the best Mexican. And it was fat. It was like a Chipotle where you go through the line, pick up what you want, and
so many options, dude.
They had
legit.
They had like 4 different types of chicken. They had like spicy ones and just all different types of So like 4 different types of chicken, 4 different types of beef, some pork. All just it was incredible.
The ultimate go-to though, I think at Chipotle is you get the quesadilla, which is the most annoying thing.
The quesarito.
Oh, because you're that asshole that takes forever.
Yeah, because they got to make it and then they got to put it back in the tinfoil and then put it in the presser and then move you down and you're waiting there and it's holding everybody up. It's great, but you do it and you get the meat in it, but you put the hot sauce in it with it, and then you have them.
Yeah, well, what I usually get is the quesarito. So they make the quesadilla, open it up, and then make your burrito inside.
That's unreal.
It's
aggressive.
It is.
That
it's
is
really
now
good.
that is a fucking toilet.
It's
you'll be just.
And then your belches smell like diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't eat that as much. I used to like crush that. That was like my go-to because it's better than fast food, but it's still fast food. But I always feel horrible after eating it.
They said Taco Bell now is the healthiest fast food place. Yeah.
Where are you reading this? What's your news source? TMZ? What
CNN? Is that even real news though?
No,
I don't know.
that's fake news. That's fucking fake.
No, there was something. I don't know. Just saying.
Like,
Yeah, I remember when Taco Bell used to be good, where the meat was like dynamite,
legit,
and then they changed it, and it just tasted like shit, and you're like, what the fuck?
It's like equivalent to dog food right now.
Yeah, it's it used to be incredibly good.
Back in the party days, it was like the best thing when you're drunk. But
Cheese-a-rito, that chili cheese burrito that just
so good.
Burns your mouth.
Dude, I can't believe that there's not. I forgot who said this. I think it might have been like Daniel Tosh or something, but he's like, if you go to Taco Bell at 3 a.m, you should automatically get a DWI.
Oh, no, Tosh that's what he said.
Yeah,
that's
once
awesome.
you go through the drive-thru, you should automatically get a DWI.
That's true.
Because you're drunk.
There was there used to be, well, they redid it, this Taco Bell in Hopkins.
Yeah.
Right on 7. And you'd go through, and then you'd have to make, it's almost like after you get your order, you'd drive straight, but you'd have to make this abrupt like L right-hand turn.
Yeah.
And if you went straight, you'd go up in a ditch. almost every week, cars
you'd see someone.
They'd go straight and down, and
no shit.
and they'd call the police, and then they'd get a DWI.
Yeah, I've noticed that every Taco Bell drive-thru,
It's like they set them up for.
Yeah, it's like your car barely fits.
Yeah.
And
I've done it, for sure.
And then they have that crazy, because the one by my house is, you go through, and then it's just this insane left turn you have to take to get out.
Oh, no shit.
And if you're drunk, you ain't gonna see it.
Your depth perception's a little off.
So Taco Bell is now one of America's healthiest fast food chains.
It's insane.
According to BusinessInsider.com.
The fuck do they know?
Well, all those fuckers are eating that shit on their lunch break. That's why.
Probably.
You know?
They probably got stock.
Probably.
Like, here you go. Just give us a good review.
Well, what's it say on the menu though? It's probably like, well, only on select items, and they give you the 5 things that no one ever fucking orders. You know, like you're fucking to you the Fritos burrito isn't in the top 10 healthiest things.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, no.
Them cheesy Fiesta potatoes are dynamite though.
So the chicken soft taco fresco style is 140 calories.
But see, did you hear that?
Who orders that?
Fresco style. Sorry, pass.
Do you want to know my order when I go to Taco Bell?
Oh, dude, it's gonna be gnarly.
I get 2 Crunchwrap Supremes.
Ooh.
Oh, so good.
With no tomatoes.
Okay.
And then I get 2.
We should have like porn music playing over this in the background.
I agree.
Right now.
And
Yeah.
then I get like 70s style.
Pizza. I didn't order any pizza.
But then I get 2 cheesy potato burritos.
So good.
And then 3 soft shell tacos.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, I could crush soft shells all day.
Oh, I know.
It's a homemade colonoscopy.
Yeah. It is.
You know what's funny though? We have one here at the warehouse close by. I think Taco John's just shits on Taco Bell.
It's so much better.
Taco
Still
John's?
around?
Yeah.
Right? I know.
There's one right
up the road.
Right up the road.
Yeah.
Me and
dude.
Ed frequent it. Yep.
But then Alec hates his life after eating it.
Yeah, those Olays, they'll fucking get you.
You've had those, right?
Potato Olays?
Are you serious?
I
It's
swear,
like
yeah.
tater. It's like kind of in a way like tater tots.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They're like
thin, they're like
that's their
circular.
side.
Seasoning on them? And
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And their small size is like a bucket.
Okay.
Well,
You get like a 5-gallon bucket.
Dude, they have a
Olays.
cheese. So like their cheese burrito, chicken cheesy stuff burrito. They put the fucking potatoes in the burrito.
Really?
Fire. It's fire.
So yeah, like speaking of like, just throwing food topic here. There's this place at Rutgers University in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it's probably the greatest. It's like almost like a food truck, but it's not. It's like a food motorhome. It's called Are You Hungry? Like,
Someone lives in
like
upstairs.
Rutgers, like for Rutgers University.
Yeah.
Are You Hungry? And every one of their, I should look it up. Every one of their sandwiches. So we would go there to play lacrosse, and every one of their sandwiches is called a fat something. So they have one called a fat bitch, a fat Daryl.
Sounds
That's
amazing.
my middle name.
And they were made. It's in right outside of Newark, and they're made. It would have like mozzarella sticks, chicken fingers, French fries, and like melted cheese on it, and they'd make a whole sandwich out of it. It was unbelievable. I don't know. They like here.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, it's the great, but we don't have anything
like that. Oh, open 24 hours.
Open here, the Fat Daryl, and I used to get it in just.
Why don't you pull that mic closer to you? That way you don't have to like hunch over. Okay, you know, you good?
Chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, French fries, and marinara sauce.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, my brother would like that. He's a big guy.
The Fat Romano. Cheesesteak, egg, beef salami, lettuce, tomato, French fries, mayo, and ketchup.
Dude, and this shit's dude, this is cheap. It's like $7 for a sandwich too.
Fat Buddha. Here, I'll give you one good one here, and then we're gonna go to the Fat Filipino after that. The Fat Buddha is a cheeseburger, beef salami, egg, lettuce, tomato, French fries, mayo, ketchup. The Fat Filipino, cheesesteak, gyro meat, chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks. Sounds lettuce, tomato, French fries, the tzatziki sauce, and the tzatziki sauce.
Tzatziki sauce? That shit's bomb.
I don't fuck with that with lamb and shit.
Oh, dude, if you do a gyro right,
I don't.
But anyway,
yeah, we don't have any of that shit here.
Do you go to California often?
I've been a few times.
Because food, like the food trucks, especially on base, were huge. We called her the gut slut. That's what we called her. But the incredible food, absolutely incredible food, and like California is known for like the Cali Burrito, so it's like carne asada, sour cream, lettuce, all that, and fries and French fries inside it. I miss that shit.
I don't know why they don't put fries. I hate it as a side. Like just throw it in the fucking burrito.
But
put it
hands
in the
down, no joke, the best food truck that I've ever been to. I don't even know if it was a food truck. But when I was in Puerto Rico, there was this right down the road from our resort. It was actually a food truck, but it was permanently there. And they made the most amazing tacos I've ever had in my life. So it was like a normal taco, but what they did for the shell is they fried it in they deep fried it a little bit, but you could still close it and everything, so it had a nice crisp to it. But then cooked into the tortilla was Parmesan cheese.
Oh my god!
And it was, you eat one and you're like, you feel a fucking wiggle in your dick. It was so good. And I would go there 2-3 times every single day. I've never had a taco so good in my life. Puerto Rico. So San Juan, Puerto Rico, if you're ever there. I don't know what it's called.
Let's go to Puerto Rico.
But yeah, it's amazing.
Dude, this sucks. Now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, I know.
See, we don't have anything like good like this though here.
No, absolutely
Minnesota
not.
has shitty food.
Shitty food, yep. So we got our buddy in here.
The Hebrew Hammer.
The Hebrew Hammer, kind of a jack of all trades in terms of you've kind of done a few things in your life. Professional lacrosse.
Correct.
You've traveled around,
hung out,
made love to every woman twice.
Don't know their names.
And now you're a successful business owner. That's rad, dude. I've had the pleasure of getting to know you for the past. Shit, it hasn't even been that long.
No, it hasn't.
Maybe maybe
a month.
Maybe
it's been.
We've spent a decent amount of time together.
Yeah,
we're in the first trimester of this pregnancy right now.
It's interesting how we were filming. So how this all came back? We were filming content
for Black Friday.
For Black Friday, and Ian was wandering the malls like a creep.
What were you doing there?
Yeah, what were you doing?
What was I doing? I was at the...
Checking out the food court?
No, I was at the Apple store.
Oh, okay.
I thought they had apples there.
Yep.
But they don't.
No. Shit. That's fucking lame.
It says Apple store.
God.
Yeah.
I think I was getting something. Then I saw you guys.
Yeah, so what's interesting is I basically started with another guy. Don't want to mention that, but the Wayzata lacrosse team in my high school. And that years ago, that's how because I'm 34 now, but that's how I met Ian. because you own the Hopkins lacrosse store. Do you own other ones too? Or just that one?
Well, now we just have that one again. But
okay.
we had more. Now we have less, and then we had more. And
what's the name?
Northstar Lacrosse.
Northstar?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I did like lacrosse
because of
camps.
Minnesota and like the Northstar and
That's
shit
right,
like
very
that.
creative, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we going to name this thing? But no, it's and I used to coach at Wayzata. So
yeah, I don't know if I would. Yeah, no, I think I knew you then. I don't know if I did, but yeah. And then after high school, college, all that, and then fast forward now, random as shit, run into him, be like, oh, what's up, dude?
I know.
Been a
That's how
minute.
it works. I kindly interrupted the photo shoot.
Oh, it's good, man.
The
That's all good.
videoing, yeah.
Video.
Well, that was a fucking nightmare doing that because
Not-
of the security people there.
They're such cocksuckers, dude.
They're like, you can't film in the mall.
It's the classic Paul Blart mall cop moment where they have zero pull-in authority, and it's like, you might as well toss those fuckers on a Segway. And they're like, one of the guys was pretty cool, but we were like being polite and said, hey, just a heads up, like going out of our way to like let them know. And the dude like pulls out the manual and he's like, well, rule number 26 says that you can't do this. I'm like, dude, fuck off. Like, so you can't film in malls. Mall of America was dope. They're like, go for it. Just don't be like,
don't have the name of stores and shit.
Stores in it, but they were like, go ahead and
Yeah,
film.
and you gotta have like releases for people and all that.
So I
stuff,
told them that. The guy's like, well, we're different. I'm like, no, you're not. The same thing. So then he goes, you can't film or take photos in the mall. I'm like, so you're going to tell everybody that has an iPhone in their hand right now that? And he's like, well, couldn't follow us. We literally leave and just kept fucking filming. Said,
well, we were like, it'll take us
5 minutes.
Maybe 5 minutes to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. Well, we met there, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Because of the delay.
Dude, it's great.
I know, and I was pumped for you guys because got a chance to hear about the cool clothing company you have. And
well, dude, and that's the funny thing too that's crazy is that you're in apparel as well. And so, yeah, it's awesome. Like, so let the people, tell them what you do actually with apparel.
So, well, we...
or don't tell them.
Long story. No, we started out like specializing, I guess, in like team apparel, just outfitting, lacrosse teams specifically. And then one day I'm sitting there and I'm like, what, clothing's clothing, and football teams and hockey teams,
for sure,
women's volleyball teams all wear the Nike and Under Armour, and we're kind of blessed to have those brands in our back pocket. It's like, they're worth their weight in gold because they're big brands and people want them. So we kind of rebranded our company we formed a Northstar Apparel company, which is just doesn't have the word lacrosse in it because people, we don't want them to think that that's all we do. So
it handcuffs you.
Yeah, it does totally handcuffs you. But there was a lot of carryover because kids played other sports. They were a captain on another team or a mom. They liked the stuff and they were part of the booster club for this, and so it kind of spiraled. And then before you know it, I mean, I kind of use the example with you have good customer service, a good process, you're good people, and you put out a good product, you can do anything for anybody. And kind of the epitome of that was, we're working with a lacrosse team in Texas, and one of the dads is a big guy or something at NASA. And so these guys are out of Houston, this lacrosse team, this dad's kid is on the team. And he was upset that his kid's lacrosse team had better shirts than NASA did. So they ended up tracking us down, and we probably make 1,500 shirts for them a quarter
for NASA.
For NASA,
I didn't know that.
Specific divisions, they do like sublimated long sleeve. They sell retail there, which I never thought.
That's what's so. I've seen out so much
annoying
NASA T-shirts.
Like,
am I missing something?
No, dude. You know what I saw?
What's going on?
No,
those white. They're selling
white
with the blue. They're selling it at
blue.
fucking Urban Outfitters as like streetwear. I'm like, okay, not knocking it, great.
I'm curious how that's licensed and who's getting money for that.
Yeah,
because it ain't NASA, I bet.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean,
and when is that cool? How was that ever cool?
That's why I was out one. It was me and Cade. Me and Cade were just hanging out, and we were somewhere, and I'm like, I saw five people wearing NASA shirts, and I'm like, what am I missing here?
You ain't
Is there
an
something
astronaut.
going on?
You ain't never been in space. What's up? You know?
Hey, they have dreams. Everybody has dreams.
But yeah, we should get a tour of that, huh?
No, but so one of the biggest divisions at NASA, they have this like scuba diving.
Oh, that's rad.
Training facility there. It's obviously probably the biggest in the world, and people come from all over the world to train in this scuba program. So if you really think about it, right, let's say military, right, they have probably water rescue stuff, different things, or different police departments or organizations, I mean, whatever, but they all come and they train there with these NASA professionals and everything. And they have this apparel area, and we do all these different scuba shirts and all sorts of different stuff, and they buy them and they sell out of them, which is like the craziest thing. And it's very simple, kind of plain,
totally
good looking stuff, but
clean.
They love it. So
that's rad.
But it's just like anything, right? So,
totally.
But no, we're all still trying to find our place in the world. So it's I'll take any business anybody throws our way.
Just trying to pay the bills.
Just pay them bills,
Pay the bills.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like how, it's become like a niche or a thing. Like you'll see like NASA and certain brands like coming back. Like the one that's like the corpo like token, oh, this is coming back, is if you walk through Urban Outfitters. They do these cycles. Like Umbro is coming back. Remember Kappa? Remember that shit with the two people, the soccer brand? That's like streetwear now.
Well, think about Converse, Chuck Taylor's.
Yeah, Nike bought them.
Vans.
Yeah.
The checkered Vans. It is like a cycle. And part of me thinks that, like, there is like a ceiling, I think, in creativity a little bit.
For sure.
And it's almost like you need a reboot, like a cycle. Like,
right.
How many designs can you really come up with before it becomes redundant, or you have to go back to what really got you there? And I think that's with these new generation of, the generations shift, right?
Totally.
So could these checkered Vans be the hottest thing even for this, this generation? And turns out it is. I mean, these kids are...
Yeah, it's true. Or doing something and putting your twist on it. Who's the dude? He just released that Nike. Did you hear about that shit? The one that it's called the Fear of God. The guy that has that clothing, John Lorenzo. He just did like a big drop, this Nike, but he was talking about the checkered van. He did a collab with Vans, and what he did is he took the checkered, and then he took his brand called Fear of God. Like Jared Leto is one of his fucking models and shit. And he just took like he took like a 80s like metal, like a death metal font, and took the checkered pattern but put Fear of God all over the Vans.
Right.
And they sold out for like $500 a pair. And it's just a fucking $50 van, but
it's all marketing.
That's what he said. He's like, it all comes back full circle. He's just kind of like, what do I like? What do I like to put on clothes?
So true story. So I worked at Domino's Pizza when I was young. I had a ton of jobs, so we could go through that. That's crazy, but it's
I remember them pies, bruh.
Well, dude, when I was applying for this one job. They needed a complete, accurate history of everywhere you've worked, and I couldn't even figure it out that I had to go to the Social Security administration and request every time, like anytime I had a W-2 and all that, just so I could accurately, lay out where I was.
Domino's asked for this?
No. Oh, I was just saying how many jobs I had. So, but think about this, right? So I had a Domino's Pizza jacket. Okay, like a winter jacket. So
I know you're talking about the delivery dudes rocked.
And like the delivery dudes rock. So when I worked at Domino's, I was like couponing, putting, running from dogs and putting coupons on doors. My 40 speed was unbelible at that time.
Hustle.
Oh, to get out of the yard quick enough. And
goddamn dogs.
I know. And then I moved up to making pizzas. It was a big day. But I remember I had one of those jackets, right? And I was snowboarding with it. I'm like, this is kind of cool, man. And I'm snowboarding with it. People wanting to buy that jacket off of me crazy. Just offering me money. I think I sold it long time ago when $200 was expensive. I'm pretty sure I got $200 for that jacket. But think about if you took think of the NASCAR jackets now are trendy, right?
Yeah, like bomber jackets.
The bomber jackets. Yeah. But you could make a line of Domino's Pizza winter coats for the snowboarding market. Totally. And I guarantee you, with UPS or Domino's,
right.
and FedEx, things like that, and I guarantee you people would buy them.
Oh yeah.
But it's all how you market it.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, that would actually look kind of rad. A Domino's fucking jacket on the snowboard hill. That'd be right.
It's unique. It's different, and I think that's everybody wants to be
different,
original,
especially now.
Oh yeah.
What did you notice lately? Like, he kind of went in a tangent. You saw, was it a bunch of military?
But yeah, everyone just thinks.
I'm poking the bear right now. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, I think a lot of people use that like military, fucking veteran owned and operated as like a, I'm special. Fucking buy my clothes. I was in the military, and yeah, you just see everywhere just these bullshit fucking clothing, brands that pop up, and it's all just fucking words and shit. And you just see it all over Instagram because anyone can get shirts printed. And anyone can do it.
That's true.
You can just print shit. It doesn't matter. You don't need to fucking
I
whatever.
feel like that is like now an epidemic almost.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, this shit, maybe it was happening. I don't know. I mean, what is your... But, I feel like it's just that. Like,
yeah, but then...
Fuck it, I'll make a shirt.
Yeah, everyone's like, we'll fucking make a shirt. And then they say they started a clothing brand.
Right.
And I'm like... And then I posted that thing the other day.
Oh, that's great. Did you see that? What he wrote? I just read. Let me see it. Can I pull that up?
Yeah.
I saved that. Did you see that?
I don't think so.
Dude, come on.
I probably did.
No, Alec, just... get one off my story.
Well, didn't you save it?
I think I just screenshot what you had, but it was good. It's a tasty. I
don't know. What did
tasty wise words.
I might have.
Oh, here it is. Got it. He said, "Don't be fooled. There's a difference between printing a T-shirt with words on it and actually building a brand and creating a culture that surrounds it." Facts.
It was good.
That was, and a bunch of people were like, "Yeah, brother, amen, amen to Alec. That's true." And I'm like, "Yeah." That, I mean, do you notice that with? I mean, I know you're kind of in a similar market as us, but it's slightly skewed and different because, like, if I own a bar, I'm like, "Hey, man, just print me a bunch of shirts," and you're like, "All right, cool. Like, I'll do that." And you'll do a good job at that. But I mean, we have a brand, right? I feel like it's an epidemic of bullshit of these people just like, "Oh man, I'm in the military, so fuck it. I guess I'll make some fucking."
I think there
shirts.
should be there should be a category. There's a difference between a hobby and then creating a brand. I think having a brand, you have to have a backlog. You have to have history. So I think it's fun. I think there should be a standard where, like, if you've been around for X amount of time, you have, and also not even, because you can milk something for, like, you can be, oh yeah, I've been around since 2012, but you've only put out 3 products, and when you have the funds, then you put out shit. Then that's a hobby. That's not a brand. I think it needs to be like, oh, you've been around X amount of time, you've put out X amount of pieces of product before you can be categorized as an actual brand. Because then fucking anyone can be like, oh yeah, I started a new brand.
No, I mean, you want to know what pisses me off the most, though?
Tell me.
Well, is I kind of call myself the true entrepreneur, and I would probably put you guys in that category.
Probably not, but whatever.
I know, I'm just being nice.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You're so sweet.
No, but here's the difference, right? There's people that come from money, have money, and they can write a check and start a business tomorrow.
Sure.
And they can make it look like it's the most kick-ass thing ever because they got money behind it.
And there's no worry if it's going to fucking work or not.
And there's different ways to do it. And listen, I mean, I can't shame somebody whose dad made a ton of money and, they're taking advantage of their dad or whatever the deal is, right? But,
those fuckers fail, man. They fail hard, too.
Listen, I mean, I had a lot of jobs, and, I was working in New York City 90 hours a week, 7 days a week, and moved back to Minnesota and was working for an ad agency, and I was kind of like, this sucks, and I want to start my own business, and I didn't have any money and to start a business. So I ran a lacrosse camp, and I made enough money to pay my last month's rent, and I convinced a company out east that had a reputable name to basically what's called transshipping now, but basically I licensed their name, and and I bought product from them and had it shipped to me, and I paid them, COD kind of on the stuff and got discounts. And that's how I started. I didn't go to a bank. I didn't get a loan. My dad told me I was going to fail and I was an idiot. But I didn't quit my day job. So I would work.
There you go.
I'd work from like 7 to 3:30, and then I would leave, and then I'd open my store from like 4:30 to 9. Yeah. It was my side hustle until it could go.
Right.
And, that's that. And, just like you guys, you work hard. You start, you buy the product, you sell it, you use that money to get the rest of the product. Inventory's tight, things like that. But these guys, because I know some people in the clothing business that have failed in other clothing businesses, but they come from a lot of money, and they just start up this new brand and they rub shoulders with the
they
best,
just pop it up, and it's like, well, your first
a fucking name on something, and I don't know. It's irritating and aggravating just because like the grind and the hustle's real, and then you look at those guys and it's not real for them.
Well, that, and it's the lack of passion. Like you can tell when people are just doing shit to do shit, and that's what's irritating. Is it kind of taints and muddies the water of the people that are actually truly passionate about clothing. Like I fucking I love clothing. I love it. Like that's all I spend my money on is food, energy drinks, and fucking clothes.
But for you guys to have like a customer that, let's say somebody's not satisfied 100%, that hits you guys hard.
Oh,
you
yeah.
get upset.
Super irritating.
I mean, you might get offended, right? Yeah, whatever. I mean, but then there's the guys that don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, and so for me, it's it's like when I first started. Yeah, I mean, you learn kind of the ropes of. This is not the best brand, as a wholesale that to be printing on or whatever, and like working with shitty embroiderers. Now you have the dream team, and now we got the good team. So you learn it's the process, right? It's part of the deal, which is fun. But yeah, like Alec nailed it. You muddy the water, and people it's almost like people don't know what is good quality. Like, damn, that design crushes. That colorway is fucking sick. Like these guys are making something that even though there's 50 other brands like it, why are they doing it better than the 50 other brands that are trying to rip their shit, And I just think it does boil down to passion. And I think, like I put it on a post like this week where it was like creating good product for the culture and the community of the tattoo world. Because like, dude, if you look in the tattoo community, clothing is fucking garbage. It's garbage. Yeah. Like, let's just pull some flash art and throw it on a shirt. It's like, dude, there's so much more to it. Yeah. And then also, like you said, with the people, like we give a shit. Every order that comes in, we try to do the best we can on the customer service end to like make sure that, hey, if you're not satisfied, we'll try to fix this. And you get some fucking assholes here and there. They're just being dicks to be dicks. But, we bend over backwards, man. And we'll grow this as big as we can make it, and we're going to treat people that way no matter what.
Yeah, and you sell 10,000 orders, and then, 2% people are mad about something.
That's
a win.
Yeah, it's a big win.
Sure, that's a big win.
And you're going to get a couple bad eggs, but...
but it's how you market and how you brand and how you stand behind your product and the customer service. And, when we talk about like your new Raglan shirt, right? I mean, why that shirt? Well, there's a reason. You like how it rolls up onto the forearms. There's stories behind it. Yeah. So it's like if people can buy into that, that's a great sell piece.
And that's what like Alec's saying. He's like, well, in speaking of terms when you're talking about muddying the waters, right? It's like these people don't even look at the fucking shirt before or the sample. They're like, oh, just pick that Raglan and throw some words on it. It's like, did you try the fit? How does it feel? There's 5,000 Raglan brands that you can pick as wholesale accounts.
Right.
So what one are you picking, guy? Oh, I guess that one? Like, no, you got to know what you're feeling, how it screen prints, all these things and factors.
Yeah, and that's what also makes me irritated is when you have brands that just are not even whatever the fuck you want to call them. That it's just words on a t-shirt, sayings that have been, said on fucking thousands of brands, Shutterstock images that they throw up there and
or Etsy bullshit.
Yeah, or Etsy and they put words behind it and shit. and they sell it, and it's so frustrating because, especially for like designs going on every garment here is, you know, hand illustrated, thoroughly thought out of, you know, so many different types of variations until you get the final piece where you're like, yep, that's the one. Color combinations, everything, where there's so much time and effort put into, you know, what is going to be put on a piece of clothing. And then you have the flip side where you just have people fucking throwing words on a t-shirt and calling it a brand.
Yeah, but and they're not even, and they're overcharging, and
I mean,
crazy.
I used to I was listening to a couple interviews of you know, different like entrepreneur or apparel owners, and people are like, oh, you're worried about competition or this. It's like, it's fair game. So like, if you pull your mindset, like I used to be like, what the fuck, that like knowing that guy or that brand is selling that, and you know that's trash, like just from an actual product standpoint. And I used to get kind of like bent on it and like blah blah blah, but I'm almost like, hey, you know, let them do them, we'll do us. And then I think if you just keep that mindset, you know, even that fucking dude in that one brand, oh, you copied my design. Like, no, dude, our guy illustrated that by hand. It's one of one. Yeah. And it's like, you know, this guy fucking blows up on social media and all this shit. It's like, dude, I don't got time for that shit. Like, and I used to care, like, but we're just doing what we do. And I think if you do that, and the more you do that with your company or what we're doing here, people want that. They're like, I want what those dudes are doing because they don't give a fuck. Like, in a positive way, not being right. An arrogant prick or pompous asshole. I'm just saying, I really don't give a fuck what you're doing because I care so much about this brand and what we're providing that we're going to keep growing it. And you want to jump in and be a part of it? Hell yeah. I mean, I think what irritates me is these, you know, and we'll talk about it, like these fucking people when it comes to like ripping clothing to them, but they just want free shit. So like these models are influencers. Like when you categorize your Instagram as I'm an influencer, you're a fucking idiot.
Eat a dick.
Like that's so dumb. You've seen that, right?
Oh yeah.
Is your say influencer on it?
Ian Flam, the Hebrew Hammer. No, his just says straight Jewish.
Yes, they send me free menorahs.
There you go. There you go. It's good. Get your yarmulke
and plenty. But you know, I mean, real quick on this, like in this, in just like the marketing side of it, but influencers and stuff like that. I remember, I think I told you guys that story about Payless. You know, they're known like for this budget-friendly shoes. You know, they did this genius thing. They opened up a fake pop-up store called like Palessi. It's like Palessi in LA in a mall. And
do you want to scoot over a little bit?
Yeah, sorry.
You're getting out of frame. I want everyone to see your cute fucking face.
Hey guys and ladies.
Hey guys and ladies.
Hey guys and
18 plus, I guess. Want to get wet? So this store in this LA mall was stocked with Payless shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, but completely disguised, right? Yeah. And they had these influencers. They set up the store all, you know, bougie and everything. Yeah. And they had influencers saying that they would pay $400 to $500 for a pair of shoes. And there was a person that paid $640 for a pair of boots, I think, that were $19.99 at Payless Shoes.
Unreal.
And they paid, but they gave her money back or whatever. Yeah. But it was like an 1,800% markup.
Sure.
You know, but it was all how it was set up and the influencers
Supreme.
And how they staged it. Mm-hmm. Supreme, exactly.
Supreme is exactly that.
So it's very interesting.
And I watch it, but what's so crazy about that is like that just shows you. Well, I guess the question is, does the product have to be a really good product?
I don't think it matters. No, it doesn't matter.
I mean, it does to a degree. But in that kind of stuff, like, I mean, Supreme does have higher end. They do cut and sew, and they do, like, collabs with, like, Louis Vuitton. But when it comes to a T-shirt by Supreme, it is a Gildan T-shirt, which costs $2.
And that's the thing. You know? It's there's a lot of brands out there that I fucking love, but what they print on, I can't wear.
Right.
I just can't.
Yeah.
Because it's so uncomfortable, where it's not good when the day is done and you can't fucking wait to take off the T-shirt you're wearing. Because it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I would love to support these brands and everything, but I can't wear it. So I think in terms of, you know, comfort and quality and all, like, and that, I'm guessing there's a lot of people out there like me that just can't fucking wear Gildan t-shirts because I won't do it. They're so uncomfortable. So I think that is, you might be able to rope someone in the first time, but if they don't like the quality of it, they're not going to come back.
I think that, you know, that's crazy with the Payless thing, because I mean that is Supreme's business model, and it's tanking now. I mean,
I think it's a lot of companies,
but it's a ton of companies, and there is a name for that type of marketing. It was in that Netflix special. But, you know, when you net $6 billion, I don't think the guy for Supreme gives two fucks if he's starting to tank now. Because, definitely. I mean, kudos to him. He's been around since 83, I think Supreme started. And but that just shows you right there, 83 to 2018. I mean, look at that massive long timeline where he wasn't at the level of where he's at now.
It takes a minute. And
it takes time, but then all of a sudden it had this pop. And, like, what created that pop was you get LeBron walking into a game rocking, like, what's that Supreme? Like, I have no clue what it is. And, like, it's just, like, herding the cattle. Well, if LeBron wears it, it must be cool. And then all of a sudden, whoa, it's a t-shirt that's, how much for a tee? $380? Oh, it's exclusive. There's only X amount, right?
Yeah, but the whole problem with that market, though, too, is the knockoffs. You can knock that.
There's so many.
We can go print hundreds of those things.
How many
overnight?
Well, that's what another thing. No, you talk
no control over their brand.
Oh yeah, like supplement brands. Or I mean, it's the well. What's funny in that they talked about that the Supreme logo was actually stolen. Supreme stole the logo
from a lady,
from an artist.
Yeah.
How ironic is that?
Weird.
Nope, they didn't originate that. So it's
like
actually
Taco Supreme. Not from that, no.
dude. Isn't that crazy though? So he's trying to sue people that are stealing his shit, but he stole the box logo from this woman artist out of New York City, who in her artwork she'd have a picture and it was the white letters with the block red, and the dude in Supreme saw it and he's like, I'm gonna take that.
It's like that dumbass beanpole flosser kid with the fucking backpack.
The backpack kid?
You want to, you know, what is that, curb stomp that kid? Who? The kid that does the flossing.
The fucking...
Oh, God.
He's trying to sue Fortnite for them doing the floss. They say that they stole his...
I was just... Carlton and the guy from Scrubs.
Do you really give a fuck? Are you that hard up for money?
They must be.
Like,
wait, because you think all of them are suing Fortnite?
Yep.
Yeah.
The guy Carlton, because they do the Carlton dance.
Yeah,
it's a great move.
One of the guys from Scrubs. I just listened to it in a podcast yesterday, but they can because Fortnite has fucking billions of dollars, and they'll write them a few $1 million for it.
They'll just say, "Shut up."
Here you go. It's crazy.
Yeah. But you have to protect your brand. I mean, that is a big thing, though, because you can lose in court. Like if you can show, okay, here's a good example. There was a guy who created this Edina Hornet, right? That's their mascot.
Oh, the logo?
Hornet.
Yeah, the mascot, yeah.
And we were printing stuff for the Edina lacrosse team, the high school lacrosse team, and we would use the Hornet.
Yeah.
We got a letter from this guy saying he was going to sue us because we weren't approved to use that logo, even though it was this high school uses it and everything. That I think he said like only a certain store was allowed to use it, and the football team or hockey team or some bullshit like that. And my big argument was that he lost control of the brand, right? So what did I do? I went and I had a cake made at Byerly's. I had, with the Edina Hornet on it, I went and I had a shirt at a kiosk, heat pressed and made.
Oh, quality.
I ordered a couple things online with the Hornet on it, and I showed him that his brand is complete. Anybody can make your brand. It's completely, you have no control over it. Mm-hmm. You know, it was just the dumbest, stupidest thing to fight over. But I don't know. I just...
Did he win the lawsuit?
No. Well, he just left us alone, and we kept printing it. We kind of just called this bluff, but
right.
Well, I think there's so many brands that will do the Supreme logo, and they'll put some other fucking word
Hustle,
in it.
savage,
and I think, and I just think that just
out.
Goes to show the lack of creativity you have if that's what you're doing.
Well, and then the thing is too is then you see someone wearing it and you're like, really? You bought that? You fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
But think about that. Think how big the social media. I mean, social media now it's crazy. You influence, you could sell a few thousand of those shirts easily.
Alec, you're a fucking influencer, dude.
But it makes some money.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Close up shop. Yeah.
I mean, for me,
your little slogan, your meme might hit home with somebody.
Right.
Anything can resonate with anyone.
Yeah.
That's all.
When I'm down, I hug a kitten. And then think of how many people might buy that shirt.
Well, it was like one of the things was this. Should we talk about this guy real quick? Yeah, so when we were chatting about, God, I just hate the word influencer. Like, it bugs me. But this guy, and we get hit up a lot on Instagram and.
Every day.
Okay, every day. Yeah, it's true.
Every day.
And people, I've had people, it's the whole spectrum of what a guy literally goes, what can I do to help the brand? I'm like, really? Are you asking me that? Buy the clothing. And that's where that hustle grind, kind of what you're talking about. I'm so passionate about this brand. It's your baby. It's everything. And like you said, they just flip shit and they don't know that hustle. And I love it. That's why I love doing this, right? But those fuckers are just whatever. That's not passion. There's no passion there. And I think they don't stand the test of time and they come and go, right?
Right.
But a guy like this who's just a dude working out, and this is kind of, again, not knocking the fitness world, but we're pulling off.
Oh, it is. It sucks.
Yeah.
It
and
sucks,
just
the big dick. Big one.
Iron and Clothing Co. That's why we started this as creating streetwear style and attitude and vibe, not only for the fitness world but just in general. And people take it, like you were talking earlier, too literal. We have the word fitness in it. That's why you changed Northstar Lacrosse and you scrap the lacrosse. Mm-hmm. Northstar Apparel. Same fucking thing what we're doing, dude. To a T. That's why we're scrap the fitness. Let's do Iron and Ink Clothing Co. Right?
Diversify.
Yeah, and as Wu-Tang says, diversify those bombs.
You can interpret iron and ink in any fucking way you want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then so with that being said, people are like, well, how do I help? What do I do? And it's guys, we've talked about this a little bit, but now it's just getting ahead, buy the clothes. And then we say it. So this guy, if you're a professional model and you get paid and you pay your bills and that's your job, then kudos to you. Kudos to you. Good for you,
if
right?
If you're not, I'll just say this. Okay. Everyone's a model.
You're a model.
Everyone's a model. If you're not getting paid full time, that's your only job is to model, then you're not a fucking model.
Oh, that guy's a douche.
You're just a person who.
Let me see.
So this guy, Tommy Gunn.
Yo, Tommy Gunn 84. You're a bitch.
Tommy Gunn _ 84.
Swear to God.
Love it.
Yo, go troll this douche. Tommy Gunn _ 84.
Shots fired.
You're a fucking douche, man. Look at this douche. God damn.
And that's the thing.
When you look at a picture of somebody and you want to punch him in the face,
that's this guy.
You're not a model.
No.
You're not a model. See,
Jared Leto, I want to make out with you.
I want to fucking
lick
his body.
Every spot. A guy like this who, what is he doing?
What is he thinking about?
Here's the move.
Does he have a zit on his chin he's covering up with those two fingers?
Show him with the camera. Show the camera.
Oh, can you see? Come on now.
Can you visually see that?
You got to get closer.
Get up and tight.
You got to get up in there.
Up in there. Go troll this fucking guy.
Yo, clown.
Okay, so and so here's my thing.
Everybody screenshot this and put a meme, put some saying with it.
Here, let me. This is
Let's
where the
influence people.
So here's the ego on this kind of guy.
Fuck with him and do a bunch of sayings and put his shit out.
So here we go. Guys, it always starts with the comment or the compliment. Guys, love the look of your brand, but also if you can't write complete sentences, get the fuck out of here. Feel free to check out my page, Tommy. I would love to promote your guys. You guys, thanks, Tommy, with the heart emoji. I'm like, why'd you just say your name twice? So don't do that. I was just like, thanks, man. If you grab some gear, we will PR you on our social media because we love giving shout outs. We love truly hey, Ian's wearing our shirt.
Let's think about this. He shows the love. Maybe you'll show the love in return.
Boom.
If you see that there's getting traction behind it.
Yeah, dude, it's not rocket science.
Maybe he should be a fucking entrepreneur.
This is where it goes south.
Oh, God.
Thanks for the thought, guys, but I don't buy clothing.
Oh, my God.
You cocksucker.
You don't buy clothing?
Oh, really? Hey, wait. Watch this. Hey, Nike? Could you see him at like Foot Action? He pops on a pair and he goes, "Cool, thanks. I'm Tommy Guns. I'm out." And he just walks out of the store.
The gear.
Dude, what a cocksucker!
First of all, Tommy Guns, you need to buy a fucking shirt because your tattoos are fucking shit.
Yeah.
So you should buy clothing.
Well, in his bio, he says brand promoter. Is that what it is?
Oh, did you delete him? Oh, damn.
No, I didn't delete him.
Brand promoter.
Right, brand.
He's
and then the whole point is,
brand promoter.
Responding to that, do the laughing emoji with the thumbs up. He goes, "I model for brands and they provide the clothing!" Exclamation. And all my images you'll see on my page are of the same process. Some even pay for the images and stores I provide, which he spelled STORRS. He can't speak English.
Poor guy.
The thing is, if brands are paying you, right, like this looks like, no.
Look at the shirt. Looks like his tits are, look at this. Dude, this is
the Hebrew hammer is throwing down the hammer.
I would ask him for my money back. If this is the shirt, first of all, looks like he has scoliosis in this picture. Okay? He looks like he just got out of prison. I don't know what this shit is. This is an orange jump. Look at this. It's an orange. Look at the shirt. Look at the wrinkle under the boobs.
Yeah, it's. But the whole point is, like, dude,
I don't like this guy.
don't pull the ego move of like. And what's funny is then he'll tag movement. I'm like, movement's not paying you, bro. You're trying to get like pull and everything on there, and it's just like these kind of people.
So like, who's that brand in that shirt that he's wearing?
Don't know, don't care. Here's the best part. You know how he could have responded to that? Say he is a model. Okay. Instead of being an egotistical fuck, you could be like, "Oh, hey man, yeah, that's cool. I really like what you guys do." And he said that, and then I say, "Hey, buy some stuff." You know, well, Pierre, he goes, "Sounds great. I'll take a look at the site." Or, "Awesome, man. Sounds good. Have a great day." Well, just be done with it. Don't go, "Nah, bro, I don't buy clothes."
The thing that bothers me the most is you say, "Love what you're doing," blah, 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 all that shit. You don't own a single thing.
How do you love what I'm doing if you don't have any of the product?
Clearly you don't like it. Clearly you don't like it.
And say,
I don't buy clothes.
I don't buy this.
I don't buy it. But I'll tag you on my Insta.
Yeah, because movement watches appreciates you because you just tagged them. No, you bought those movement watches.
How many followers does he have?
Like 14K.
Yeah, that he bought.
Possibly.
How many likes does he get on his pictures? Yeah, that'll tell you.
Tell-all.
But you know what though? Say this guy has a fucking 500,000. It's just what
matter.
You said.
It doesn't matter.
What you said is what the problem is. Like, you're such a cocksucker, and like that sucks. Like, be a good human. And if you are a model, kudos. You look great, awesome, and you get paid, good.
Listen, he can say it. If somebody paid him $10 to wear a shirt, he's considered a professional. You know, I mean, it's a broad definition.
It's one of those. So, I mean, I have a halfway decent following on my Instagram, and
we know how popular.
Oh no, he capped out his follow. No, he's getting like 300. I mean, he's just
300 likes. Yeah, that's
he capped out his people at 7K.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense.
He did that.
But I mean, I get hit up every single day by companies saying, "Hey, we'll give you this if you promote my whatever." And I say to every single company, "You know what? Thanks for." Sometimes I'll be honest and be like, "Hey, thanks for the offer, but what your brand is it's not my style." But I always say I don't want to take something from you that you're not going to get value out of every single time.
Super professional.
I'm like, hey, appreciate it, especially if it's clothing. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
And they're probably like, go fuck this guy.
No,
I'm kidding. They probably
I'm like, but I say every time, I'm like, I really appreciate the offer, but I'm already affiliated, blah blah blah, and I don't want to. I don't want to promise you something or take something from you that you're not going to get a return on.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, speaking of that, and that's why
I'm not gonna just take I get it. I could make a living off my Instagram completely, getting paid to do all that stuff, but I am not gonna flood my fucking Instagram with bullshit just because it was given to me or I'm paid to do something. I'm not gonna whore myself out to do that.
Well, dude, and that's the thing with these models.
I'm not gonna do that.
There's nothing tasteful when you see on their Instagram. I'm like, oh, I've seen that guy. Why is he modeling that clothing on? And now that brand, they just jump from brand to brand to brand. And that's why we had sponsored athletes. We're done with that shit.
No more.
No more.
They'd be all gone.
Because you know why? If they get pissed about it, it's still a business. But here's the thing. Exactly what Alec nailed it on the head, where, you give stuff, but is that, not only is it pushing units, but like, are you doing anything to help that brand out? Like, what are you doing? Like, we gave you all this dope apparel that you supposedly love. So besides taking a fucking picture in it, like, you ever ask, hey, what can I do to help? Can I do something on my own? How do I build that brand in the state that I live in? Or kind of just help out, be a part of the team.
Okay, I take that back. I for integrity reasons, I had a sunglass company that's actually local hit me up, and they sent me a pair of sunglasses, and I wear them all the fucking time because they're super rad, and I tag them in every single post that I'm wearing them.
What brand is it?
The Skyline Specs.
Yeah.
Those
the St. Thomas kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like high
school. I think
from
St. Thomas. Fucking rad sunglasses. Super awesome. And then a company that makes custom rings. Yeah. Sent me some rings because they're fucking awesome. And same thing. Like, I tag them in every single thing that I do because they're dope. Yeah, and that's so those are two things. Right. All right. I took two things. Everything
he just said is voided. But it's right. So the whole point is like people just think like a business can be won upon like, here, wear my shit, and like it's like you got to have a little more something there, like, you know what I mean, a little more substance of, I'm communicating with this, if we want to use the word influencer, someone that actually likes the brand. I'm not going to just hope a celebrity wears it if they're not digging it or they don't like the style. I don't care who the fuck they are. Right. Like, if they're not vibing our shit, I'm going to find someone who gives a fuck. You know what I mean? That's why we're going to plug this now, starting in January.
Yeah. This
is the number one thing we want to do, is giving back.
Why don't we actually, before we do that, swap the batteries out real quick?
He just cuts me off.
Yeah, I know.
Let's pause for station identification.
Yep.
Perfect.
Hold on. We'll be right back, and you won't even know.
Give me your thoughts on this, dude. So the one thing that we're doing starting in January as a brand is that when you sign up, just like any site, save your info. No, we don't steal your credit card. Some chick said that like a week ago. But you just put your name, address, whatever. So when you come back and buy more shit, it's already logged in.
Your address and all that stuff.
Yeah. We're doing iron and ink.
Stuff.
Autofill stuff.
Iron and ink bucks. So it's just like Delta Sky Miles. There's no catch, no nothing, but literally it's, you buy stuff off the site, it goes into your account, like your own like dollar bank account, and you can accrue the points however, when you buy stuff.
It's like a co-op?
No. What?
Technically, yeah.
That's like what?
So it's a dollar equals $1.
Yeah. So it's like points for everything. Yeah.
It's a rewards.
Yeah, and there's no hidden agenda. It's literally our way of saying thank you, and it's a loyalty program where the more stuff you buy, the more points you get, and then you can flip it and go right on the site and be like, oh sweet, I got a free T-shirt, I get a free hat, I get 2 free hoodies, like, and it's just the more points you get, and we'll have it all broken down. Then you just use your points however you want to use them.
Why not?
It's fucking sweet. And to me, I think that can help potentially weed, and that's true loyalty, because the people bought it and we want to give them something back. Mm-hmm. And then it weeds out these people going, oh, can I get free shit? And
you can. You can get free stuff.
Wait, you're saying that I can get something free?
You can.
But you got to buy stuff.
You got to buy stuff, though.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Whoa.
I like that. I like that.
So yeah,
it's just like, right? It's just like any credit card or
dude, it's exactly like, it's like my Chase Sapphire card. All of a sudden, I've got
Why do you use it? To get points, right?
And then it's great for the business because then I'm getting flights comped and all this shit. So that's what we wanted to do. So we're rolling that out in January. We're pretty stoked on that. We want to give back to people that way. So anyway, maybe hopefully that'll weed out a lot of these people that are quote unquote influencers, or I want free shit.
We do that same thing.
Do you?
Yeah, like in our store, like especially like our retail with brick and mortar being as competitive as it is, and obviously it's different online, but our business, people need to come in and see it and feel it because there's weight. A lot of things have different weights to them, and the shapes, and seeing it in person is definitely different than seeing it online. And,
right.
And but when you sign up with us, I know like your first time we give you $5 for signing up.
Yeah.
And it banks, and then everything you buy, it's like a point for $1, and then you get to so many points, gets you, like 500 points, gets you whatever.
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know,
I love
something.
it.
And then but then they use that money and they spend it. But it's nice because then they want to use the points. They want to come to my store.
Yeah.
Because if they don't get the points.
Exactly.
We might sell the same thing at the store down the block. Somebody else does, but they don't have the points.
Right.
So it gets them.
For sure, man.
But it's a loyalty thing too. So I like it.
Yeah. Something simple.
Join the club, man. Join the club.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. And I don't know, man. It's just one of those things I get, I guess as you get bigger that you're going to get more of this. But I think it's like, it is the time right now, because you have a thing pulled up about what, fake influencers? Shit's great. Like, I mean, what? So like, to me, like, let me ask you, what does that mean to you? Like, I can't believe we're saying the word. So someone why do you like certain things? Like, what influences you? Like, who's someone you're like, oh, dude, that guy's got style. I like what he's doing.
I mean, I just want to be cool, but
you're failing.
I'm failing miserably.
Yeah, it's not really working out.
I really rely a lot on my personality.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks too.
Yeah,
so
that's
just damn it.
I know.
I know. I'm going to kill myself. It's nice meeting you guys.
Yeah.
So shouldn't be here anymore.
It's okay.
I don't know. It's different. I mean, to get like personal, like, listen, I wish I was taller. I wish I was leaner. Maybe I've always been like a solid guy, and whatever. And I wish some shit looked good on me that might not look good on me. I don't know. I'm pickier because maybe my body type, just being, stockier guy, I think, or, I'm real picky on how like my shirt is, like a neck. Once I find like a brand or something that fits me well or I'm comfortable in, I mean, that's what I go for. I do care about the color and maybe the logo a little bit, what it says. I mean, I look at things differently, having a marketing background and creative background. I think I might be a little bit more picky, but I try not to stay as much with the trends. I definitely don't dress my age all the time. I have many different looks, I like to say. So I can dress it up, I can dress it down, but...
Which I think is good, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you can do that, that means you're really secure with your style and who you are, and you're willing to take risks at your look.
I was dressed like a 24-year-old today, all day. Everything matched.
Yeah.
And
it
well,
worked.
that means you give a shit about your appearance.
Care about how I look and how I smell.
Yeah,
yeah,
I do.
And you do always smell
for
fantastic.
me. For me, when I'm here and everything, I wear sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Yeah, you look like shit.
Yeah, but you look good in that. It's like you're lucky.
So that's what I do. But when I'm out, I'm not wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Right.
Oh, I know. We just
unlike
go for a
90%
dinner, and you're dressed like we're going
unlike
clubbing.
90% of the population looks like fucking people of Walmart. It's like, dude, do something with yourself. You know,
put
like
a little effort into your shit here.
Like when I see some of that out, I go, "Did you try?" No. Like they just rolled out of bed and they just walked out into a public store.
And I think it's not even a thing where you're like, oh, you know, a conceited thing or a vain thing or anything. It's okay. How do you look at yourself? Do you look at yourself as someone who is a well-dressed, well put together person? Do you want other people to think of you as that way? Because when you think you look good, if it feels good. It feels good. Honestly, I love when I get compliments on like my clothing and everything. I'll take that over, like if someone says, you know, you're good looking or whatever, like I take so much more pleasure in getting, you know, compliments like, oh, I really like the boots you're wearing, or that's a super, super sweet jacket and all that. I like that far more than anything. And I think if if you're going out or anything and you dress well and you put together a package that is, you know, solid looking. You just feel
it's different where you live, man. I mean, we've traveled and like I go to fucking California or New York. Like my boy lives in the financial district. Dude, you see the people around here, they'd be like, "What the fuck?" Or
dude, when I was living in New York, girls would take like hours to get ready to go out, and they weren't going out until midnight. You know, and they started at 9 o'clock to get ready to go out, and they're all dressed in black, nice boots. You know, it's like the trends come from. Yeah, it's almost like East Coast, West Coast. They're doing it for months, and then it finally meets in the middle in middle America.
Yeah. And it's not even one of those things where you need to, if you're going out for dinner or whatever, to look like you're about to walk the red carpet. I mean, 90% of the shit I wear is solid color. Like, I love just rocking, you know, really nice black t-shirts, V-neck, you know, extended t-shirts.
Yeah, we got a lot of tats that's kind of our accessory. Like you and I are accessory guys, and you know, but tattoos, I mean, if you're covered, that you kind of almost want to wear something plain.
So it doesn't.
Right, because if I saw you in like some fucking like Tommy Bahama shit, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
I love, I want to
see him in that now. It's like a seizure.
I'm all about, you know, solid color t-shirts, really plain, but making, you know, having confidence.
It's kind of it's attitude though, you know, with the brand. And it's like, you know, if it's this brand or like even what you do with your store, it's like you're the store. Like people know you, and that's a lot of things. You build that relationship, or they get to know me and Alec from like if it's the podcast, and now people start hitting you. Part of it. And that to me is like that's the true like influencer marketing is like, oh yeah, the brand's cool. Sidebar, I'll buy their shit, but I fuck with the people that make it, you know, or the face of the brand. And I think that's good, but I mean, is there certain brands or people you're like, oh yeah, I like what they're doing or their style or that really stands out? I mean, it can be a famous celeb. I just think a lot of the celebs, what's funny is they don't know shit. Like one of my, they don't know fashion. No, like they get it thrown at them, and they're like, it's a garbage bag, and it says Supreme on the top. Wear it, and they're like, okay, and they just do it. But there's those few people that, dude, they don't give a fuck. Like A$AP Rocky. That guy's great, dude. He wears like the weirdest shit, and it looks tight. You know?
Yeah, but he's him, and that's like different. It only works for him. Like when you look at a lot of these like fashion shows, like these runway models that are coming down wearing this like
it's weird as fuck,
the weirdest shit you've ever seen. You know, and but they make it look good. But does that work for everybody? No. Does that work in Minneapolis or Dallas or you know, Orlando? Probably not. But in Miami it might work, and you know, New York City at a club, you know, it might work. But I don't know. I feel like my biggest thing is like I like quality. Quality is just a big thing, and I don't know. I don't really know what my style. I don't know. What do you think my style is? I guess I have a couple different styles, but
like I think it stems from like, well, at least for me is like sometimes less is more, but rare, not always available. It makes shit cool. Like no matter what you are, like I don't care. Like why do these certain shoes sell? And then all of a sudden people are like, dude, where'd you get those Nike Air Maxes?
Yo, where you get them Yeezys?
Yo, where them Yeezys at? But they actually talked about that. They talked about the Yeezys when they first came out.
Right.
They only made 1,000 units or 6,000
Creates
units.
a demand, though.
They're gone.
Right.
And Adidas fucked up. They made 1 million units. They can't fucking give them away. Right? That first Yeezy model. Now they made like 8 of them. But it's just showing that maybe that is what cool is, or influencing is like, it's not, I mean the design's cool, like it's doable, but it's not really that. It's more like, oh, this is kind of rare, and then it's more the face or the people running the brand.
But here's the big thing when I really think about it as we're sitting here. I think about when I look at somebody wearing something that I like, can I see myself wearing that? Totally. That person, that model, that influencer doesn't look like 90% of the people that want that. I pay a lot of tribute, or I like companies that show real people wearing the product, and you can make it look good. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a supermodel, you know, by any means. But I feel like it's smoke and mirrors.
Oh, for sure.
You see that dude, Alec might look really good in this shirt, but when I get it, I look like, a slob. and it doesn't work for me, and then I'm pissed.
Sure.
I feel like that does almost more damage. It's like you tricked me, kind of thing, and to make me think that shoes are different because feet are feet.
Yeah.
Right? And it's what and it's what you dress them with, and what you wear the clothes with.
You need no face to that product. You don't need a face to it.
You don't need a face to that product, that's for sure. But I don't know, man. Does that make sense?
No, that does.
Yeah, and I think
that's why the shoe game is nuts.
Yeah,
it's bigger than it's ever been.
For me, I think that's why for like going out clothes and everything, I don't do anything flashy or anything like that. I'm very plain when it comes time to that. Solid colors, all that. I love my fucking skinny jeans, my fucking Alive denim, and all that kind of stuff, and because I feel comfortable, and you can't not look decent good when I guess it's a more conservative way of going about it, but then you take that conservative aspect of it, but then you wear the clothes, you have the confidence, and that just brings out everything else. So I mean, could be you could rock something super flashy and all that, but if you're not secure with who you are as a person, it's gonna fucking show.
Yeah, I mean, personality.
It's gonna fucking show.
Right.
You could be like, why is that guy wearing that shirt with kittens all over it?
But then you talk to him, and
you're
like,
he's hilarious.
Like, baller,
now
dude.
you know
why.
Hell
yeah.
And you're like, only that dude can rock that shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point. How you talked about like what you were saying, like just it's more like kind of the attitude or what they're. Like Alec, or like you have this model, right? And he looks a certain way, and then you're painting a picture of like, but I gotta look good in that. I think there are, and it's funny, like there's certain brands you're like, dude, every model's like, what's the fucking show we like? Vampire Diaries. Yeah. Everyone's beautiful.
Dude,
everyone's beautiful, and I'm like, dude, I couldn't even
be a vampire.
Yeah, we couldn't be in that show. Right?
I could.
And so, you could. But that's the thing.
I'm a dark person. So
but you know what I mean, though? And that's like that same thing is like, and then that relatability kind of pulls away, even though it's just a t-shirt, right? You see him and you're like, that dude is, and again, this goes back to why you pulled out lacrosse. We pulled out the fitness is like, we've had people like, hey bro, I guess I work out. I'm like, no, don't take it so literal. Right? Like, look at what the brand is and the designs and like the shit we're coming out with, and it's rare, you know? Yeah, it's interesting. I never thought about it that way. I like that.
I don't know. Like one of my super close friends, Rob Pennell, he's a big top lacrosse player in the world, probably top good looking guy in the world, like whole thing.
Just
and
a fucking,
just
walking sex.
He is.
Just straight walking sex.
He's great. I don't know, but he's great. And good dude, the whole nine, but I always see shit that he has the taste. We have the same taste. I like to think that, but I look at everything he wears. I'm like, I want that. Like,
so he's your influencer.
Style. Well, but he has a way better body than I do, and so, but he works for it, trains for it, does that, busts his ass, the whole deal. And I'm like, maybe if I worked as hard as he did, maybe I could get to some point of that, but. I like the style, I like the stuffs, but I gotta be careful and I gotta buy what I think is gonna fit me.
Flatter you.
Like that jacket, that black New Balance jacket.
Yeah, I would love one of those.
Nobody has. He comes off, I pick him up from the airport, gets in my car, I'm like, I want that jacket. And he went online and bought it for me from his account.
What a sweetheart.
And then he said, you want some shoes too? And got me some shoes.
Wow, can I be friends?
He's an awesome dude. But
he sounds great.
Yeah.
Alex never bought me. Well, he bought me a shirt. You did buy me a shirt.
I had to be careful, right?
All right,
all that's.
All right, wait.
Look at him. Here he goes.
All right.
Here we go. Sorry.
Do you know what I did for Jeff last Christmas?
Yeah, I heard that you used to sit under the Washington Avenue Bridge and jerk off guys for $15. I heard that was.
I can just visually I'm just looking at that and I'm like, that's hilarious. Okay.
Do you know what I did? And I did it for Mandy as well. I bought him a pair of all black Vans because he's a Vans guy.
Love Vans. Not a
high top because I had to. He's more of a low top guy, but I got some high tops. Yeah. And you know what I did in the sides I hand stitched the Iron and Ink Circle logo patch onto the shoes. hand stitched them.
It's nice.
So
now tell me, what
have I ever done anything?
Thank you.
Did he?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm not a fucking asshole. Of course I'd thank him
Let's
for that.
talk. Can we talk about the thank you? What kind of thank you did you get?
It was
I'm just breaking it down here.
It was
a good thank you. It was a Christmas gift, right? Yeah, it was a Christmas gift a year ago.
Did you get like the handshake, bring it in, one arm hug, full hug?
Honestly, I don't even remember.
You gotta remember
because he was just trying to be an asshole.
No, but that's a big deal.
But
if he knew
the degree of thanks,
but you don't know
anything about the degrees of thanks.
I know what you're saying. But if he knew there was an easier process, you go to Vans, they have a custom ID.
No,
that's not the same.
But what he did, he put blood, sweat, and tears.
You probably hurt your fingers, didn't you?
My fingers hurt.
I wouldn't be surprised
after it.
Oh, I bet, dude. And it's stitched. By the way, I tested the stitch. Solid. By hand. No machine. By hand.
And it wasn't even one of those things. It wasn't even one of those things where I'm like, oh, you wear these? No, you just put them somewhere. I've never seen them. Never seen them.
The funny thing is, I barely wear high top Vans. I have one other pair.
That's why I didn't.
I always wear the low.
I didn't get them for the wearing aspect of it. It was like a showpiece to I don't know, but I've never seen them anywhere.
They're in my house. They're in my shoe collection, which they're there.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
So what was that about me never buying you anything? Never.
Never mind.
Although I am seeing something sitting over in the corner over there that I bought you guys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That has looks like it's curling up and drying out.
Oh yeah, and there's a layer of thick dust on it.
Should probably be in a frame and
you know a frame guy or gal?
Yeah, it's called Target, and you measure it and you buy the frame and put it in it.
Yeah, we should do that.
But
all right, okay. I'm kidding. No, we have a lot of artwork here actually.
We gotta hang it up.
We gotta hang up. From David Brule, we have two.
So sick.
We have two. One today was a good day of gifts. Shout out to all these people that fucking. We got
enough candy to
got a lot of Reese's.
Shitload of candy. She did a sweet ass drawing, and then another person who did 3 signs for us, and that's
I saw those.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing. Also, talking about the brand is when it comes to the brand and everything, my hopes and everything are always like you hope that you make a connection, you make a difference in someone's life, and you can always get compliments and everything and thank yous and everything. But like when you get shit like that and people like sending you, that's when you're like, holy shit. Like and it's simple things. That's where you're like, wow. Like,
you must be making a difference.
Where you're touching really somebody in some way.
Where people take the time to do something for you.
100%. When
you've never met them, all you've done is, created a product for them, or maybe they've laughed at a story you've put up or something like that. But they take the time to make something like that and ship it out to you and everything. It's fucking
super
wild.
cool. And I think
crazy.
And that's the thing. That's what keeps us our heads above water. Like when you see these fucking Tommy Gunn dick sucks that are like, there's a slew of them, right? But you get that bad egg and then you get positive shit, and it's like, well, I think we're doing something right, and. Working with guys like you, that underwear line's coming soon. Those socks.
Gotta do something.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I think that if you stay on that path and keep doing your thing, I mean, that's kind of the telltale sign that you're doing something right.
It's one of those things, and you always hope, because I mean, there's, especially with Instagram, like the more people that follow you and everything.
I don't know, what's that like, Alec?
You have like none.
You always you get the people who are gonna peg you as a certain type of person, like, oh, so and so's got X amount of followers, he's probably a fucking douchebag. And I mean something that I always kind of battle with is I hope that never, I mean of course it's gonna happen and everything, but I hope that the first that there's never ever like pre what's the word? Pre
I don't know, what do you
pre-cum?
Preconceived notions.
Yeah,
like at
pre-jack.
at first look.
Can we talk about pre-com?
Yeah, we can.
No, I'm sorry. No, keep going.
Perceived notions that like, oh, that dude fucking probably sucks. Or
you're gonna
dude,
get that though, man.
No, I know.
You know?
I'm just
perception
as for me personally.
He's a criminal. He has tattoos.
It's always like I really hope that no one ever like looks at me as I think I'm better than someone, because in no way, shape, or form do I or will I ever like think that I'm better than someone.
Just to me, that's all he does.
Besides Jeff, yeah. I'm better than him in every aspect. So yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, real
science.
Quick, hey, you don't know this
because that's something that I always I always do. I always get like anxiety and I worry about like when people will say like, oh, you have X amount of followers, like friends and shit. It honestly makes me like feel it makes me feel uncomfortable, because I don't want people to like, because assumptions are fucking shitty. And so I'm always like, I hope that like if people see that or whatever, they don't like think I'm some conceited fucking asshole.
I know. Well, it's just like girls have a hard time coming up to me and talking to me because I feel like they think that I'm too good looking for them. It's true. And I'm like, and then they don't talk to me, and I want them to, but they don't because they're nervous because of my presence. And,
totally.
You're a big presence.
You're a big presence. I don't want them to think. I'll give you a big present. No, but it's
the hammer. The thing is, though, man, it's like, why do you?
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, but I kind of look at it also a different way. As like, if you're you and you're good, you're a good dude, and like, let's be real, you know, you're a good person or not.
Yeah.
You're gonna get whatever people's opinions, but people that actually like. Even people that follow you, like, or me, or, you know, Ian, or whatever.
Nobody follows me.
No.
Flammy Flam 18. FLAMI.
Okay, just a plug.
Please follow me, please.
Please. Yeah, I'm begging you.
Please.
I'm begging you.
Validate me.
Dude, it's like, I don't know. Then, you know, I kind of look at it the other way, too, of, like, also... like you're gonna get that no matter what, no matter how great of a person you are, and you do everything right. Let's just say there's like a checkbox, right and wrong. You're gonna get people that are just gonna fucking hate you just because you have over 100,000 followers, right? It's just part of the game. And I think the more true you are to like just enjoying what you do and worrying about your shit, and that's all you can do. You know, you don't get worried about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know who your real friends are, man.
Yeah.
Like those people that don't know you, that hate it, doesn't fucking matter. I mean,
yeah, and it's
but you're not being fake. Like the Tommy gun thing, that's fucking fake.
Yeah,
and you can smell it a mile away. But like if you go on like your page or our page, you scroll and you're like, oh, this makes sense. Like it's not like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, my circle's small. Our circle is pretty damn. You know,
well, you pay me to hang out with you.
I pay you guys.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
So that's all.
By the way, your invoice is overdue.
That's all I care about. Is I think it's more of the when it comes to that. Hopefully, it doesn't. It's been a huge thing, and that's a whole another ball game on its own. But I just hope it's not like a detraction for someone.
And it will be.
Yeah.
It will be.
And that's an issue I've had in terms of like relationships in the past, is it's been such a huge detraction for people that they're like, and it's always that, if X amount of people are talking to you, how do I not know you're fucking talking to 100 other people? And it's fucking annoying. But I've always wished it's not going to be a detraction to people to like maybe like reach out or making connections for other reasons and shit like that, just because of they think, oh, fucking so and so's got X amount of people following or whatever,
or a blue check mark, next to the name,
or that, that like Jeff, and
but dude, I mean, the other thing is you got to look at. It's just projecting insecurity. Everyone's insecurity. Everyone's got it, but you don't like. I've had people who go, "You're in the fitness world. You work out too much." Okay, did you get to know me? No, you didn't. And then the girl's like, "I can't date you or go out with you." It's like, okay, I don't want to waste my time, because that to me is just like you don't even really want to get to know the person. You're that insecure and that judgmental. Like, get to know them first, and within a couple minutes, you'll figure out if they're an asshole or not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's funny because then there's the opposite end of the spectrum where it's people see that and they just want to use and abuse the fuck out of you for it and shit because they think they can get stuff out of you and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's fucking weird. People are weird.
I know. I hate people.
I hate people, but we're in customer service. Dude.
No, I fucking hate people.
No, I just, dude, I think now because everything's exposed, it's like people's true colors, and it's, I don't want to say an epidemic, but like, like when we ran into each other, it's like, oh, dude, let's hang. Like, some guy at the gym, super nice, said to me, like, I know, right? God. I mean, he is paying us retainer. We got him on a retainer. So the other thing is that, like, some dude said a comment. I was like kind of embarrassed, and he's like, introduced me at the gym day. Oh, this guy, like, he's famous, and I'm like, ugh. Like, I went like when I'm like, dude, no.
What's your category?
Yeah,
famous?
I'm like, bro.
I say only in Japan. That's like, you gotta have. See, but if you have like funny, you gotta be. I think that is a good, if you can, if shit bothers you to have like,
well, I mean, I didn't know he was going to say it. I was joking. And I just
prepare. Now you're prepared. Next time somebody says that, you're going to say, oh,
no, I did literally go, come on, man. I just go, please, no.
Stop.
You know,
dude, I do say that. I'm always like, oh, you have so many followers. I'm like, yeah, it's just, middle-aged single moms. That's about it. That follow me.
Yeah, I mean, that was when I was, out with wifey and we had a little pho. And there was a couple sitting there, and the guy's like, "Hey, bro, I was wearing shorts." He's like, "Where you get your ink done?" And I'm like, here we go. Uptown Tattoo. They're the best.
Michaels, they're stick-ons.
Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, I go to Jeff at Uptown." I was like, "Oh, he's killer. Like, he's a really good artist." And he's like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." We started chatting. Dude was just going on. He's a really nice guy, and his girl was sitting there, and I was wearing one of our hoodies, and he's like, "Oh, that's a dope hoodie." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's my clothing brand, whatever. Check it out." And he's like, "Oh, here's my Instagram." He scrolled through it and typed it in. He's like, oh, right away, first thing. Like, he's like, oh man, you got a lot of, and then Alec's name pops up, and then I'm like, yeah, that's my business partner. Follow him, 100-some thousand. The dude just like, oh, fuck, dude, you have so many followers. I was like, yeah, and he's like scrolling. This chick was like, oh, the joggers are sick, and they live right here in the area. And I'm like, yeah, come by the warehouse anytime. And he was like, said a comment like, I can't believe you're talking to me. Dude, and I'm like, weird. And I'm like, dude, like, is that the world we're living in now? Just we have so many Tommy Guns out there that, that it's just like,
dude, we're making the Tommy Gun t-shirt.
Just him going.
No, it's going to be that.
Just a dick on his forehead. Just put that
holding a Tommy gun. Holding a Tommy gun.
Dude, that's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's this perceived, and it was like instantly they were sold. And I'm like, hey, by the way, it's
a Tommy Gun tattoo like on his stomach.
Yeah, he probably does.
God, that would suck.
But and then and by the way, it's a clothing brand. Oh, and the clothes are dope. But 100K. Oh, your page is verified. Whatever. And you're just like, yeah. I mean, it's legit business. So it is weird.
That impacts your business because you're web, right? Internet-based business, e-commerce business. So you have to live in that world. That's the most important.
Yeah. It's more love than
amazing.
Hate.
Sorry,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Jesus.
I'm extremely good looking. But yeah, man.
How do you deal with your fame?
I mean, pro lacrosse player.
That's not even that. I'm like that's like as a bench rider, dressed for a couple.
Like I said, pro lacrosse player. So I mean,
you can. It's just like I said, right? Like this guy got paid to. He might have gotten $10, like I got $10, and so you can call yourself a professional. But with our camps and everything that we do, I mean, we're all pro guys. We get paid to go and do it, and I've traveled and played and.
It's experiences, man.
So where, besides, we've heard, I fucking love your stories. They're hilarious. So last time we were at dinner, it was the Japan story.
Oh, yeah.
And then where else did you guys travel to play lacrosse?
You gotta let me tell a Maury Povich show story.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Dude, we might have to part 2, part 3 this
for sure. For sure.
Dude, you should be a regular anytime.
No doubt.
Do we have time to dive into a story? Are we good on tape?
Yeah.
Can I give you a really good Maury story, though?
Absolutely.
Fire away.
So fill the people in.
Boring. All right. So I used to... one of my first jobs is I was working for a brokerage firm in New York City called Lehman Brothers, which is now defunct. And just opportunity came about. I was
scoot over a little bit.
Sorry.
Everyone's got to see. Yeah,
you're gorgeous. Back. Your chiseled jawline.
How you doing? Anyway, so
would you say 18 to party, 21 to get 18 wet?
18 to party, 21 to get wet. Live here in Minneapolis, Friday night, December 21st.
Let's just start a radio station.
How about please welcome to the main stage, Cinnamon
Buns.
God, I'm hungry. But so I ended up getting this job. I played guitar at a party. It sounds real swanky, but I was in the Hamptons, and I swear to God, and I was playing guitar and would kind of work in the crowd and singing for this party, this private party thing that was going on. And
were you naked?
No,
it sounds like
you can't play guitar.
So I had a shirt on, but I only had tighty whities and then cowboy boots. It was awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, picture it. So anyway, this executive producer, whatever, Maury Povich, came up to me. He's like, "You want to work in television? I like how you work in the crowd, whatever." And I was like, "Sure." So I went and literally left this brokerage job because I hated cold calling people.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
Hey, this is Ian with Lehman Brothers. Have you ever heard of, company Celgene, CELG, trades on the, blah, blah, blah. And you ever heard of thalidomide, where babies were born with flippers? This is the drug that, I'm telling you, that was like the whole shit. And so,
right away, the penguin just popped in my head. Danny DeVito just popped in my head.
You ever heard of flipper babies?
Yeah, flipper babies in the 70s. Women took it for morning sickness. I know all this shit, but pointless knowledge. But anyway, so I went and ended up working for Maury Povich. And the crazy thing with that is I started out there as like a production assistant. Then I worked my way up to coordinating producer, and which was a pretty big job. So I was in charge of some production groups, and that one might have like out of control teens or half body moms, and
are you the father?
Shit. And are you the father?
DNA test ones?
Absolutely. Sick. Is it a man or is it a woman?
Not the father.
When we would do like the is it a man or woman, all we would do is go over to Macy's to the Mac counter and get some of the people who work. I swear to God, and they would go over. It was the greatest thing ever. It's awesome. So, but that's another thing, how fads take a long time here to get to the Midwest. Right. That's been going on over there for a long time. But anyway, so it was an awesome job. It was a crazy job. People would get fired and hired like the same day. That's how cutthroat that job is. It's out of control. And it's legitimately, no exaggeration, sometimes, especially during sweeps, it could be 90 hours a week.
Damn.
And I remember
How many hours are in a week?
I don't even know. That's a serious question right there.
What's 24 times 7?
Don't even do that. That's not fair. So
you're Jewish, man.
Well, I know, but I'm thinking about I need a calculator.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
let me get my diamond studded calculator. My
there you go.
Calculator. There you go. No, but the so anyway, long of the short is I remember I showed up to work one day and we were doing this oversexed teen show. It was awesome. So the way people get picked to go on a show is they run these things, these teasers at like commercials. It's like, if you're 13 years old and beat the shit out of your mom every day, we'd love to hear from you at the morning show. And then inside, right? You know what I'm talking about though, right?
Oh yeah.
And so they got a room full of interns. The phones start ringing. And they answer,
a lot of
and
fucking
they write down
abusive children.
Well, that's just one of them. Yeah. But if you lost, if you only have half a body, we want to hear from you. But
half a body.
Oh, it's true. So
there's a lot out there,
and I'm telling you, these shows are 100% real.
Yeah, because people probably
hearing
think
they
want to
get
their they want to get their minute of fame.
Dude, we would catch people that would lie. We find out they were on like Jerry or Sally Jesse Raphael. You remember her?
Oh yeah, and
whatever, and then we would set them up.
Oh no
to
shit!
Catch them. That's because we're 100% real. Yeah. So anyway, stay on track here. But I show up to work, and I'm in charge of this group, and I get called in the executive producer's office, and like, Ian, there's a this is like 7:30 in the morning. So like, Ian, there's a limo downstairs. You're going to Miami. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, Keisha, your segment 1 guest for this oversexed teen show, has completely gone dark. Blah blah blah. And you need to go get her and bring her back.
What is this oversex?
So so we ran like a trailer. Like, these people were calling in, or their aunts or moms or whatever. So this girl's like 13 years old, and she's like, I love dick. I want to get pregnant.
Oh yeah. They love getting
I want 13 babies. I'm baby daddy. I got sex 3 days a week, three times a day.
My favorite flavor popsicle is dick.
Yeah, like unbelievable. Like, I take dick. I want all the cum I can get. I want baby.
Just get into porn. Hey, there you go. Dude, get into porn.
And this is like a serious, like, it's crazy. Weird. So this is a great story. So they're like, you're going to Miami and you got to get Keisha and bring her back. Dark. And they go, if you don't find her and bring her back, don't even bother coming back to work, and don't even bother flying back on our dime too on the plane, because the second you don't get her, you've lost your job. I mean, it's true. I'm like, all right. And they're like, do whatever you got to do to get her back. So I'm like, okay. So I go to accounting. I'm like, how much petty cash do we have? They're like, got a couple thousand. I go, give it to me. Give me the petty cash. And they don't give a fuck in television. Like, they don't even ask you, like, oh, do you have kids or do you have anything? And I didn't have anything anyway. But it's like, you have nothing better to do. Your job is that. Your life is that job. So I had to go over to Macy's, buy clothes to go. They're like, you're leaving in an hour. So I had to go get clothes to leave to Miami. It's not, can I go home and pack a suitcase, carry on and go. So get all the money I can get. I got a plan. Go down to Miami, get there. And when we interview these people, like when it comes time, we know like their neighbors, where their sister, their auntie lives, all this stuff. So we get like all that information. So I'm like, I'm going to go to her sister's house, right? So here I am, this white guy, right? And I am in a nice suit, and I'm in a full white stretch limo. I grabbed the nice limo we could get in Miami, okay? And I'm not even shitting you. We are in the hood of Miami.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're drinking 40. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever, 10 o'clock. And they're out there drinking 40s on the front, stoop. And here I am rolling in this limo through and pull up to her sister's place. And I walk up and knock on the door. Girl answers the door. She like just got up and she's got gold teeth with her initials in it. Oh, Jesus, okay. I remember it like it's yesterday. I'm like, yeah, is Keisha here? And that was her name. And she's like, who wants to know? I'm like, I'm Ian from the Maury Povich show. And there's people like sleeping, like on the floor. Oof. This girl, Keisha, shoots up, okay, and runs out the back door, the sliding door. So what do you think I do?
You run in that
run through the house, out the back door, chasing her. Now, these are they got alleys. She's running down the alley, and here I am. It's like an episode of Cops, and I'm chasing her down the alley and in my suit. And I remember I yell, "You can't outrun me!" And then we get to the end. She goes to climb the fence, and I grabbed her at the fence. The limo guy was so into it, he like peeled the limo around and like came to try to block off the end of the alley. Awesome. It was unreal. So I'm like, "Oh my God, what's going on? What do I got to do to get you to come back?" And I take out, because money talks, right? So I had this wad of money in my pocket, and I'm like, what do you want? You want to do this? She's like, I want my sister to come, my best friend, my aunt, and all this shit. So here I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll buy you whatever you want. I'll buy you a dress. What do you need? Blah, blah, blah. So long and short is I get her, okay? And I also get her aunt, her best friend, her sister. Now, these aren't the best looking gals in the world, and they were hooched out beyond any, like, we're talking fishnet tights that are holding on for dear life. They're like, like if the threads could talk, they're like, I don't know if I can go any further. They're like fraying. Yeah. And they got their skirts and the attitude, and they're all like, we in a limo, we're going New York and all this stuff. Yeah. And I look like a pimp. I pulled up, I looked like Pitbull, getting out of this white limo with my suit, and these 4 black women coming with me that were just, beautiful in their own, and just hooched out beyond anything. It was great. But just a little white Jewish guy walking through the airport with these ladies, it was the craziest thing ever. But I get her, and I bring her back, and whatever.
You got your job.
Kept my job. So if anybody ever asks me, what have you done, in a future job interview where you've had to go above and beyond for your job,
you should just
I would say that's kind of right there.
You should be like, did you ever see do you remember the episode number?
No, I would not.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. You're like, Maury Povich? They're like, yeah, episode 129. Check that out. Oh, like, you did that.
You're welcome.
That's just like one of too many, but it's like,
that's awesome.
That's what that job entailed. That was crazy.
It's a little different now, huh?
It's a good story though.
It is.
I think so.
How is Maury Povich?
I think he's doing pretty well.
I mean, how is he? You know him, right?
Well, I couldn't call him. You'd have no clue who I was, probably.
Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I used to get like his Ranger tickets. I used to buy porn for Maury Povich. It's a true story.
No shit.
Can we talk about this? You think I'm gonna get in trouble? I don't think I'm in trouble.
No. What's his
So
his
I got
porn
christened into this thing where I show up to work one day and I got $100 bill in an envelope in my mailbox, and it says "See Jason," and Jason was a field producer for Maury Povich. And those are the guys that get like the B-roll of like the girl standing on the brick wall. And they're like with the mean look on their face and all this stuff. And so I go to Jason, I'm like, yo, what is this? He's like, oh, you gotta come with me. So we go downstairs, and this is when in New York where they used to have like the peep rooms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
porn
Watch
stores.
people jerk off and shit.
That's
sticky floors, the
those
whole
days.
nine.
Yeah.
And we were in the Penn Plaza Hotel, is where our studios were, right across from Grand Central Station, or from Madison Square Garden. I'm sorry, and Penn Station. And so we just went down and we walked right across, literally across the street was one of those stores. I'm like, what are we doing in here? He's like, all right, here's the deal. He's like, we got to buy some porn for Maury. I'm like, what? I'm like, you kidding? Like, I thought I was getting like set up like a funny video or something. And I'm like, well, what does it have to be? It has to be a girl-on-girl porn. True story. Can't even make this shit up. Girl-on-girl porn. And here I am thinking, like, he's married to Connie Chung. Does he want Asian? Like, I'm trying to, like, figure this out. I'm getting all into it, right?
Yeah.
And the whole shtick was you got to buy it, and then it had to be taken out of the packaging, the label taken off of the this is VHS days. Taken off of the VHS, put in the brown bag and wrapped in the I Love New York bag, and then I would have to bring it back and give it to his production assistant and say we put a Maury VHS sticker on it, like a proof kind of thing, and say it was from yesterday's show, and give it, and that's how he would get it. And in turn, I would get I got hooked up at the Harp Bar, which is like Harp Beer. Yeah. So he had a bar, so he had like a tab there, like a personal one. I could go on that. I got Ranger tickets, all sorts of Knicks tickets.
Just for getting some porn.
I was like in the boys club,
This is clearly pre the internet porn, right?
And this is pre any movement of sexual harassment in the workplace. I mean, this takes sexual harassment to the extreme. I mean, I could easily have articulated if I didn't do this, I thought I would lose my job. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, it's the truth. I'm like,
when was this? How long ago?
Oh my God, don't even ask me that. I don't know.
Early 90s?
Last year?
20 years ago.
Oh yeah?
18, 20 years ago. Seriously, that long ago.
No
Seems
shit.
like it was yesterday. But I remember I would be under the gun, what kind of porn do I get? I was so nervous, is it good, And,
right.
And here I am.
Did Maury ever come at you and
there
be
was
I don't
never,
approve. I don't approve of this girl on girl.
There was never any dialogue or discussion about it. That was my job, and anytime this mysterious $100 bill would show up, I got trained in.
How many times a week did you get in porn?
Oh, it was not even a week. It was once every couple months.
Oh,
something
no shit.
like that, maybe. If that, I probably
did you ever throw him a curveball and put some
an oops?
My bad. Some really raunchy fucking shit.
I don't remember what they. I don't remember really what they were.
Like a fucking 18-person fucking gangbang or something like that.
Dude, there's I don't know. It was really funny though too on the sexual harassment thing. I remember getting a thing in the mail that somebody did try to start a class action lawsuit against the show, because we used to make when we'd have cheating husbands or something or wives, we would make some producers or production assistants or somebody dress up, we'd go take them out at night, we'd have the secret bag with the camera in it, the purse would have the camera in it, and they would seduce the man who's going to be on the show for cheating husband and try to get him to hit on the producer, and then we'd show the video right the next day. So I'd be like, hey, I need you to wear something sexy tonight and show a little cleavage and whatever, right, and just be upfront about it. But I guess that's not good. And so, but I remember my dad said to me, he's like, how many skeletons in the closet do you have? I'm like, probably a lot. He's like, don't even fucking touch this. Because he's like, those lawyers and that money, they'll pull up every piece of dirt on you could probably ever imagine. And I'm like, yeah, good point. And I'm like, I pretty much willingly bought that porn. Probably,
Dude, and the people you met, it's crazy. Back then, just You're on the Maury Povich show. Behind the scenes.
We had Tanya Harding on there.
She's the one with the kneecap shit, right?
Yeah.
Where she Billy clubbed
I have a picture of me and Tanya Harding. I got to find that.
Wasn't that's her, right?
That's her.
She took the crowbar, had one of her goons.
It's absolutely crazy.
Who was the chick that got smashed in the knee? Tanya Harding and who? What's her name?
See, isn't that funny? You know who the bad person? Nancy Kerrigan.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do I know that? That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick though.
Yeah.
We all got tattoos.
Yeah.
You just got your head blasted.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so that's why this episode's coming a little late. It's been a brutal week.
Yeah. He got his head done.
I got tattooed Monday, Tuesday. You just got tattooed yesterday.
Got my tramp stamp. It's official.
And then you got tattooed a few weeks ago.
Yeah. 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I finished up.
How's it looking?
I like it. It looks good.
It's okay.
It's decent.
It's good.
It's all right.
Just could use some lotion.
Yeah. It's awesome. But
now it's time to start working on that other arm.
No, I give him a one.
What?
Side.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Nope.
Don't you guys?
No, you're gonna keep looking in the mirror. Then people are like,
be influencers.
Yeah.
I'm a tattoo influencer.
hey man, yeah, I like your artwork. What's up with that arm? You gonna fill that in, or what's going on, bro? Like, I'm just wondering.
It looks lonely.
Yeah, I gotta take a piss though.
All right, but I mean we're hour and 46 minutes, so
Holy shnikes.
yeah,
It goes, man.
Yeah,
it
it
goes.
does.
Dude, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
the Hebrew
thanks for
Hammer.
coming,
Thanks, man.
Appreciate
Have
you.
me back.
Oh, dude, yeah, we'll have you on another episode.
Yeah,
I want to hear more Maury Povich episodes.
Do you want? You got anything you want to plug?
I want to plug you guys. Seriously, with my plug. No, no.
that got
Honestly,
so
you know what,
sexual.
man? I'm really glad that we, Alec. It's been awesome now being friends with you,
Fuck yeah.
and Jeff. And
love it, man.
hanging out with you guys now. And
grab some dinner tonight.
I'm pumped for the brand, and I believe in it. And being in the business, I definitely vouch for what you guys are doing, and and how it's grassroots, I guess. And there's a lot of blood, sweat, and I'm sure some tears that you don't show up front, but that come with
a lot of lube
the territory.
As well. A lot of lube.
So I wish you guys the best, and I know you guys are going to kick ass and keep fighting.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure this past month or so getting to know you. I feel like I know you a lot about you.
Yeah, we do.
I talk about myself a lot.
It's good.
It's annoying, but whatever.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Yeah,
again, you pay us, so we'll tolerate it. So it's fine.
But yeah, so do you have anything you want to plug, or your store?
No.
For anyone who's local?
If you play lacrosse, whatever, come see us.
I love he goes, lacrosse is fucking boring.
I know. My other bit, I like my clothes, but if you got a company, you need apparel, custom apparel, anything,
there you go.
We can take care of you guys.
Yeah.
But if you need advice, I'll definitely talk to you. I need more followers on Instagram, FlammyFlam18. That's FLAM18.
We'll put it in the bottom. We'll put it on the YouTube when we put you on the YouTubes.
I'm trying to get to 300.
Yeah.
that's my next goal.
Sick, dude.
No, but I don't know. That's it, man. Just keep
Sick.
it real.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Well, yeah. Thanks guys for listening. And like I said in the beginning, podcast at ironandingfitness.com if you have any questions, want answers. And follow the brand at Iron and Ink Fitness. Jeff is at JEFFBAUSTERT. Mine is at Alec Robinson _ because some asshole took Alec Robinson. But thank you guys for hanging in there, and we will be back next week.
Oh, yeah, and by the way...
happy holidays.
Yeah, it's fucking Christmas. We should have wore our Christmas hats.
Yeah,
sorry.
Shit, forgot
you
about
don't
that.
Celebrate that.
Your holiday's over.
No, but if I meet you guys out for dinner, wait till you see my sweater that I'm going to wear.
Yeah, no, I need food. I need food, so
we're slowly
can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
18 to party, 21 to get wet. Don't forget it.
Can we put
that be your sign off?
Yeah, that's the soundbite. That should be the intro of the podcast.
Should I title that 18 to party, 21 to get wet?
Yeah, just fucking plug that. That's good.
All right,
should make that a t-shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
It already exists on Etsy. It's all right, bro.
All right, well, thanks, guys.
Happy holidays.
See ya.